Bitcoin hovering at $84,000, but gold just broke new all-time highs, and macro pressure is building again. Trump's taking shots at Powell, Europe is cutting rates, and Binance might be advising countries to hold Bitcoin. The setup is tense, but let's break it all down. Let's start right now. Just a real quick segment here. Okay, some of you don't know this, most of you probably don't know this yet, but I started a community experiment called Wisdom of the Crowd. It's a scientific thing. Definitely go take a look at it. Okay, look it up on Google, look up Wisdom of the Crowd to know what it means, okay, scientifically. And I asked everyone on X to predict Bitcoin's cycle top. Okay, here's the tweet I did on April 15th. Okay, and so far we have one reply. It's unbelievable. A lot of views, right? 14,000 views, but that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for replies. Okay, the idea, if enough people share their guess, the average might actually land close to reality, as it has been seen many times before. Okay, mostly when people take guesses, for example, in a bowl, okay, with marbles in it. Okay, most people's guesses individually are wildly off, but strangely enough, if you take the average, and you have to have enough guesses, right? In this case, I think we need over 300 guesses, so it's asking for a lot considering my reach is not big, right? It's interesting because if you take enough guesses, the average actually comes really close to what the actual number is, and it's been proven time and time again. So I thought, let's do it for the price of Bitcoin. Let's see how close we can get, and if the average might give us an idea, right? And that way we can prepare a little better. So I mean, if you can, I'll take all replies, average them, and post the final community predictions. But I need more than just one. All right, I need like 299 more at least. All right, and to add a little incentive, the closest answer, right, to gets 1 free month to my VIP Telegram group. All right, it's in Spanish, but I mean, you can also speak English, and it's free. All right, great information for a month. I think it's easy. So just go to my X profile right here. Okay, at Fred Velez Crypto. Click this. It's the first tweet. It's a pinned tweet. Okay, and I'm gonna keep it pinned until I get more replies. All right, and drop your prediction here in the replies. All right, you can also in this video comment on YouTube. Either way works. Okay, but either way works. I'll grab the information, and I'll grab the guesses, and I'll do the averages. I'll do all the legwork. Okay, so if you can, please, and if you know other people that are into crypto, just please have them go in there and let's get some guesses in there. Okay, so I can see if this experiment will work. I'd love to know, based on a count of 300 people, what the average is for Bitcoin. All right, cool. So let's move on. Now let's get to the good stuff, and I appreciate it. Thank you very much. All right, so Bitcoin. We'll take a look on the daily. Okay, so it's still around 84,000. Look at this. In between the EMAs, right? In between the EMAs and this descending line, kind of like right in this little kind of open mouth, right? Right here, as you can see. Same thing as yesterday. And today, yesterday we got rejected, but today it looks like it's still trying. So last time we were here, right, in between the EMAs and above this line, or trying to get above this line. We spent 4 days before we dropped. All right, we tried to go back up, big wick up, nothing, boom. All right, this time 3, 4, 5, 6 days already, guys. 6 days already. That's positive. All right, that we haven't gotten through yet is tougher, but I mean, this is a tough area right here. Okay, tough area right here. Once we break here, though, skies get a little clearer. So right now, the both EMAs, actually, the 200 and the 50, are acting as resistance. Okay, could be forming a bear flag because volume remains low and volatility, and so the volatility likely coming. All right, could be forming a bear flag, but we'll see. OBV and RSI, so the RSI and the OBV, neither of them are oversold yet, although RSI is starting to creep up and get closer to that. All right, so we've seen this type of structure before. A deeper flush. All right, so but we'll see. Right now, at least we're holding above this line. Okay, above the 83,924. Okay, all right, so that we hold it is good. That we're going sideways is good, all things considered, right? So that's that. On the weekly chart, I think the weekly chart looks better, guys. All right, let's take a look at the weekly chart. The weekly would override the daily, by the way, just so if you don't know. We've been on this above the 50 EMA, right? Basically since right here, March 13th, 2023, right? We've been above the EMA. There have been some periods on the weekly chart. There have been some periods where we wick down below, right? Wick down below, and same thing, but no bodies have closed yet, guys, all right? So that's interesting. I noticed this yesterday. No bodies have closed yet, and so that's bullish, okay? And when we do touch, right, except for right here, we do tend to go up, right? Right from here, up. We touched, moved up. So it could be that we might be moving up. And also on the weekly, the VRPV, right? You can see there's right here the 95,000, like I mentioned, but still for the most part, it's not as strong of resistance as say, for example, 28,000 right there. That was tough resistance that we had to get through. All right, so there's less. I mean, so theoretically, we get some good news. We get some good couple weeks of green going. It could really blast right through here, right? Relatively quickly. Not even a couple weeks, right? Relatively quickly. Okay. So that's something to keep in mind. Be interesting to see how this week closes. Even if it closes like this, it would be ideal, right? This is today's candle. If it closes like that, I mean, we still have a few more days left, right? Sunday's when it closes. To me, it would be bullish. It would just be more sideways, but I mean, it would be more bullish than red, right? All right, so that's what it looks like on the weekly. Let's take a look at the broader segments. Take a look at BTC dominance today. BTCD, all right? Dominance is climbing towards 64,000. 64%, right? Which is breaking above multi-year resistance. Let's put this in a little bit bigger, all right? So that's interesting. Suggest capital still favors BTC over altcoins right now. And the RSI is getting extended, right? Because we are right here, all right? So it is getting extended. So we could possibly see a potential cool off, right? Maybe come back down, test the 50 EMA again, which today would be at around 62%. So let's see what happens there. Let's see if it does turn over right now, or maybe it starts going sideways before it turns over a little bit. All right. I still think we're probably at some point going to hit 66%. Right? Maybe that might end up being the peak, right? Or maybe just slightly over, but we'll see. But I think that the peak is not yet. I think we still have some time before that peak hits. So let's see what happens here. We're really close. Let's see what happens here. All right. Let's take a look at gold really quickly too. Look at that. I wish that's what Bitcoin looked like, right? It will. Give it time. Give it time. This thing looks like it's going like parabolic, right? Gold broke above 3,300. Right now it's at 3,016, right? Pulled back from its all-time high of today that it did 3,361 more or less. That's the highest level ever, by the way, guys. And what it also means is that there's fear in the markets and people are fleeing to safety assets, okay? Gold being that. So there's still a lot of fear, a lot of uncertainty, and this thing looks like well, the RSI says that it's oversold, but it could hang out. It could hang out here for a little while, right? So let's see if this is it, or if it still has more to climb. It just might. Okay. Bond yields. Interesting thing about bond yields recently is that they are inverted. The 2-year bond yield, okay, and the 10-year. The yield curve is inverted right now. Okay, the 10-year is at 4.3. All right, and the 2-year was at 3.79. Okay, 3.79 right now. So inverted yield curve. That also means a recession warning. Okay, that's flashing recession warning. So that's why we look at this stuff. We try to keep an eye on it to see what's going on there. All right. Quickly gonna recap the Powell thing. Okay, and that'll segue into the headlines that I want to share with you today. Just 3 headlines, but we covered in detail yesterday the Powell speech. Okay, he didn't signal any rate cuts, but did strike a flexible tone. He acknowledged tariffs could raise inflation, and said the Fed will wait to see for more clarity. And the market took it as slightly dovish, and BTC held steady. Okay, that's what happened yesterday. But it's important because, well, today Trump demands Powell to be fired. Is he doing a good job? I don't know. You guys, let me know. Says Fed's tight policy is hurting the U.S. while Europe is easing. Okay, because today, ECB, the European Union, right? They cut rates by 25 basis points to 2.25%. 7th cut in a row. They're worried about trade wars hitting growth, and I think that's what prompted Trump to be like, "What's up, Powell? You're too late you're too late to the party, man." Is he? I don't know. I think he's doing a good job, but that's just me. All right. And the third piece of news I think is very bullish, but unconfirmed. Binance reportedly advising countries on building Bitcoin reserves. Still unconfirmed, but if true, it's a massive long-term bullish signal, guys. Bitcoin to $1 million is no joke. I think it's real. And so that's pretty much it, guys. No altcoins today. We're gonna give altcoins a little break, see what's going on. Give it some time for tomorrow to see what type of data comes our way with regards to that. And so the macro risk remains high, okay, but Bitcoin is holding key levels for now, right? For now, and honestly, again, on the weekly, it doesn't look bad. Doesn't look bad, guys. Doesn't look bad at all. I don't think this is the end. I really don't. Just sideways consolidation, I think, before eventually I'll move up. All right, the crowd experiment is live, so please go comment your prediction on my X profile or down below in this video. Let's see if the average retail brain can beat the market this cycle. Hey, wisdom of the crowd is a thing. Look it up, like, share, and I'll catch you in the next one. Actually, let me just do it this way. If you can, please like, please subscribe, please leave a comment. I'm trying to grow this channel. All that stuff really does help. With all that said, I will see you guys tomorrow. All right, have a good one. Peace.